All right, so crisis is averted. In the last episode, you saw that the half marathon I've been training for 13 and a half weeks went virtual. Now, I don't know when they went virtual, when they made the decision. For some reason, I was checking my email and I happened to realize that I hadn't seen an email update from them in a while. So I figured I'd just check. Hey, what's the status of the race? And I saw on the website, boom, we've gone virtual. Shit, right? Panic mode set in because I was, it's a timing issue, okay? If I've been training so long for this particular race, and then, if I don't get another race in a certain period of time, am I going to have enough time to train for the marathon? I need the proof of time, but, like I said, first thing I said when this came on, crisis is averted. I'm actually saving money in the process. Alright, so while I'm getting ready to run, let's talk about what happened. Again, it went virtual. I looked at their options. They gave you 3 options. 1, defer to 2022. Not going to work for me because just in case, again, the Disney World Marathon for Marathon Weekend opens up for 2022, I need to have my proof of time race, and it just it doesn't work out. Second option is I can get a refund. Third option was go virtual. Now, I don't believe in virtual runs. Virtual runs are essentially training runs. Okay, so you do them on your own course, and you save the data to Garmin or Strava. Okay, in order for the distance for me in my own head to count, you need an official, certified course to say that it's a legit race. Okay, if you watch Nick Bear, he's been training for a sub-3 marathon. He signed up for like 3 or 4 different marathons, and none of them ended up working. So he had to create his own with his own running club. But they had to get it certified by the USA Running Club or USA Running whatever, whoever the certificate authority is. And then I don't think they actually got it Boston qualification certified, but he had to get it to be an official measurement, official timekeeper, etc., 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 and they had to get a USA Running official out there to make sure that everything was legitimate. Okay, I don't have that kind of time or that kind of pull or that kind of power. I've got 92 subscribers. He's got 600,000. Right? He owns his own company in Austin, Texas. He's got a little bit more pull. I'm just some schlub on the internet, on YouTube, trying to make some videos to inspire people to go run and to, document my own journeys at the same time. So here's what I did. Mackenzie, who was in no shape to run this race, got a refund. So I requested a refund for her entry fee, $65. I don't know if I'm gonna rock the visor or not. I don't know if I like it. Anyway, her entry fee, $65. So I should be getting all of that back. That's not including processing because that's not included in the refund, but I should get all of her money back, or my money back. So a $65 refund for her. I was scrambling to find another race to see if there was something else available in March, April, even into May, because obviously I didn't want to let all this training go to waste. I found one race in Miami, and I was panicking. I was like, all right, cool. Maybe I can do this one, try to figure out logistics to get down to Miami in April to run the race. Cool, whatever. So I put it on the back burner for now. And then while I was finishing up at work, I remembered Pensacola has local races too. A couple of them are half marathons. So I did some Google searching, found the first one doesn't have dates for 2021, which is fine because it is what it is. The second one, the Gulf Coast Marathon on Pensacola Beach, ironically runs April 11th, 2021. So I said, hell yeah, I don't have to go to Miami. I can stay home. I can drive to the beach. It's a 40-minute drive away. I don't have to get a hotel. I don't have to do any of that stuff. And registration was only $50. So not only did I get $65 back, but I only had to spend 50. I saved 15 bucks doing this race, and I don't have to travel. So the new date for the official half marathon is April 11th, the Gulf Coast Half Marathon. So what am I doing March 28th? I am still running the virtual half marathon for the best damn race. I want the medal, I want the t-shirt, I want whatever other swag they're gonna give me, okay? I will do that as a practice run. I might even add another week to my training just to kind of get that extra mileage in. But in the end, I'm still doing that race. It's gonna be virtual, it's not gonna be official. So if I have a shitty race day, I have 2 weeks to correct whatever it is I need to correct, which is good for me. So that gives me, yeah, it's almost 2 weeks exactly. To correct anything I need to correct, whether it be nutrition, pacing, or whatever. I have extra 2 weeks of coverage to do. So I am still running a half marathon March 28th, but it's not official anymore. The official one will be April 11th, and I will put a link. I don't know if you'll be able to track my locations through my phone or my Garmin or anything like that. I will have my phone with me. I have my Garmin with me, but I don't know if, I'll have to look and see if we can set up live tracking for anybody who's interested in tracking me, at least the day of the event. I know I'll be on Instagram, my wife will be on Instagram, you know, posting my stories for me, or her stories, or tagging me. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's 3:15 on Thursday. I have a 3¼ mile run. I'm gonna go knock that out, and I'll see you a little bit later. Alright, good morning guys. It is Saturday morning, about 8:25 a.m. And today we have a long run. There's just one problem though. You ready for this? At least it's a problem for me. So some of y'all runners, way too more hardcore for this. It's cold and it's wet. It's been raining off and on for the last day, and I don't do wet, I don't do cold. Put them together, I don't really want to do this, but I don't have the time to run tomorrow, so we're gonna run today. Now I have a break in the weather where there's about a 3-hour period where the rain seems to disseminate, or at least the chance of rain, the percentage chance of rain disseminates into nothing. So I'm gonna get started now on my routine, on I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna get dressed, and then we're gonna be out the door. I'm not traveling anywhere because that's just gonna take more time to get ready to go, and I don't really have that kind of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with breakfast. I'm gonna show you what I do for breakfast on long runs. I'm gonna show you the supplements I'm taking and the things I have to take with me for the run nutritionally. And then we're gonna get ready to go, and we're gonna go, you know, I'm not gonna record during the run. I'm gonna, you know, record after the run. But let's go ahead and get started in the kitchen. Alright, so the first thing we do, gotta make the oatmeal, put a little bit of salt, pink Himalayan salt in there for the extra minerals, not really necessarily electrolytes, but you know, with the amount of sweating I'm about to do on this run, it's always good to have a little extra sodium in there. So I didn't put too much, a little quick sprinkle, but that's gonna be that. Once that is done, we're gonna add to it. Alright, so once the oatmeal is done cooking, we're gonna take a big old heaping tablespoon of peanut butter. Just one tablespoon, it's probably a little bit more than one. Just gonna plop the spoon with the peanut butter in there. And what's gonna happen is the oatmeal is gonna heat it up. It's gonna melt pretty nicely into some nice spreadable creamy thing. You're gonna mix that all up. You're gonna have carbs and fat, a little bit of protein in there, and then we can make our quick shake. right, which is just gonna be the shake. I'm not gonna add anything to it, so it's just gonna be the shake, which is gonna give us a little bit more protein, a little bit of carb, a little bit of fats, and that is going to be pre-run breakfast. About an hour after I eat this is when I'll actually go on the run, but we gotta prepare our supplements. So let's get ready to run with our liquids and our nutrition for today's running supplements. Base hydration supplement. It's got just 80 calories with 280 milligrams of sodium to help cramping, and it's got 21 grams of carbs for extra energy on the run. It says 1 scoop with 12 ounces of water for every hour that you're working out. I probably plan on being out there a little over an hour, so I'm gonna go 1 scoop, probably 1 and a little bit more. Right, I got 16 ounces of water here. Now, when you're using base hydro, one thing I have learned really quickly in this is that it clumps. Once it hits the water, it clumps up into some coagulated mess. So, make sure you have the blender ball option on your shaker cup to blend it up. As you can see there, it's just one big clump at the bottom of the cup right there. You're gonna wanna shake this up really well. Make sure that it's broken up and blended in with the water as much as possible. And once that's done, I'm going to transfer it into this 16-ounce hand bottle, which is gonna go in here, wrap it around my hand for the run. All right, just gonna transfer. Now, one thing, if you ever try Base Hydro, which I have a discount code in the bottom, if you want to get there, I'll put the link and my code down below if you want to save a little bit of money on it. But if you use Base Hydro, you realize it is not very, the flavor is not very strong. It's done on purpose. It's to avoid getting the sweeteners and the extra sugars that you don't necessarily need for your hydration. So it's gonna have like this very faint taste, but that's done on purpose. So just gonna rock to that, put the bottle on. So rock this like this, put this in there, slide this around, and here we go. And then we have a nice little handheld bottle where I can keep my hydration if I want to let go. Still wrapped around the hand. I can store some, there's a little pouch here you can store stuff. I don't know if I'll ever use that. Probably at some point. And for this run, I brought these energy gels, these energy goos, right? Now, I compared them to the chews that I had, like the Gatorade chews, and they have goo chomps, whatever they're called, I don't really know. Calorie count still 100 calories per serving. This is just one package. Carb count, this is 21. The chews had 24 grams of carbs. Not a huge deal there. What I got these for is because these have 70 milligrams of caffeine per, so you get that little energy boost. It's like driving in a little race racer. You hit that NOS button, like boom, only it's just, you're not gonna go that fast. It's just gonna give you a little bit of extra immediate energy from the caffeine. And well, if you like caffeine and you don't have a very high, tolerance to it, like me, the caffeine kicks in, you feel pretty good. It's 70 milligrams, so it's like essentially having a cup of coffee on the run in 100 calorie chewable, or not even chewable, it's not quite a liquid form, it's like a gel form. And then of course, before the run, I'm gonna take 2 scoops of Energize just to kind of get my body functioning. I've already done the deed, if you will, so I've cleaned out. Hopefully I don't have anything else to push for the next hour and a half or so. I'll be out the door in about 20 minutes. Oh, clothing. I bought new gear yesterday. Bought this new Under Armour cold gear shirt because it's still in the 40s temperature wise, and like I said in the last video, I don't like cold weather, let alone cold rainy weather. So I bought cold gear just so I can minimize the layers, but still stay warm. I don't think I'm gonna wear my gloves today. I might wear my gloves today, not sure. And I did charge my watch, so the only other thing I need to do is grab my gum and get ready to go run. So I'll be out the door in about 20 minutes, and I will check in after the run is over. Oh, man, all right, so I'm back. I could not record the exact second I finished, just because, let's just say the extra 150 milligrams of caffeine kind of did its thing. And I had to run from the outdoors. I couldn't even make it to the doorstep before the urge really kicked my ass. Literally. So I had to run and take care of a little extra business. But I finished the run. I'm gonna put this here. Just like that. Alright, cool. I'm gonna grab my stats before I take a shower. Real quick. Now, I did not push myself on this run. I did not go fast. I did not try to go too quick. I just kind of did a leisurely run to just finish the 8 miles. I did, hold on, I'm gonna find this. There we go. According to the Garmin, now, again, there's 2 different clocks. I'm gonna always go with the Garmin. 8.08 miles in 1 hour, 12 minutes, 40 seconds. Average pace of 9 minutes per mile exactly. My laps were pretty consistent. I'll put them up on the screen right here. 901, 854, 917, that one there was a hill. 905, 854, 901, 844, 836. So 844 was my fastest mile out of the 8. That 9th mile is like 0.08 miles. It doesn't really count. So I mean, I felt pretty consistent. I felt pretty good. There was a time, I want to say between 5 and 6. You can tell there's that gap, that 905 to 854. Cinderella Man came on by Eminem, and I was trying to just see how if I could keep up with that pace, you know, just stepping on the beat, you know, boom, 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 you know, right? So, and that pace, I want to see what that would give me. That pace gave me, or that song was what it felt like to run at an 8:30 pace. Okay, because hitting the beat, you know, with the same foot, you're like boom, 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 boom. If I hit it with one foot every time, it was an 8:30 pace. Really quick to keep up to. So I dug that. A couple of songs, listen to Forever by Drake with Kanye, and Lil Wayne was another one that was kind of keeping me up tempo. That was towards the end, the last mile or two. But I felt really good. Finished all 16 ounces of my drink. This shirt kept me warm, kept me nice and warm. I mean, really can't really say much more about that. There's one other thing I want to show you guys, but I want to shower first because I have to get all this sweaty nastiness off. I weighed in this morning before I woke up and ate anything, or before I ate anything, right? So like I do every day. And I want to see, since I haven't eaten anything after the run, I want to see how much water weight I lost just from those 8 miles that I did. And then we're going to compare this 8 mile to my last 8 mile run, which was back in May. I think it was like 8.46 miles, whatever, or June, I think. And we're going to see how I've improved since then. But I'm soaked. I smell really bad. I got to shower. Give me a minute. I'll be back. All right, so I'm done showering. I just sat in the shower for a little while. I am going to weigh in really quick. Dry my feet off real quick. Just because I want to see how much water weight I lost between this morning when I woke up and post-run. Now, if you look down here in my book, this morning's weight, 227.7. Of course, I had burgers and fries last night from this really amazing place. 226 before that. So we're going to see, weighing in the exact amount of clothing I was in this morning, how much water weight I've lost. So put this down here, angle it down there. Okay, so we're going to pull the scale out. $222.8. So I've lost just about 5 pounds in an hour from running. Pretty awesome. I love running because of the water weight, but I know it'll come back once I eat and I rehydrate everything and stuff like that. So, but it's good to, you know, that information is good to know when it comes to hydrating and so on and so forth, because, you know, the amount of sodium and electrolytes you lose on a run plays into your supplement plan when you're on the run, because you got to replace all that stuff. Otherwise, you are going to have huge impacts on your performance. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Let me get dressed and go eat and all the other good things. We're gonna end this clip with this. It's gonna be a longer clip, so hang with me here, but it's story time, and it's important stories, especially if you are into endurance workouts and you are a long distance, you know, half marathon, Ironman, half Ironman, those kind of distances, ultra. Why is it important to know how much you sweat per hour? And B, why am I trying different supplements on long runs ahead of race day? So let's first tackle the sweat one, because that's kind of a quick story. You want to know how much you're sweating, so you know how much you can replace. If I lose 8 pounds or 7 pounds an hour from sweat, then I know I have to drink so much and replace so much sodium. Now, how much sodium do I need to replace? Well, you have to do tests for that. There are different like sweat tests and salt tests and stuff like that that you can order, but you got to know how to interpret it, right? So if I'm sweating 8 pounds an hour, or just around 7 pounds an hour, that means I got to drink almost half a gallon of water or supplementation to replenish that and the electrolytes that I'm losing. Now, again, I don't know how much electrolytes and salt and potassium, that I'm losing, but it gives me an idea of how much per hour I would need to replenish. So I had 16 ounces of water. Is that going to be enough? On a half marathon, it'll probably be fine, but on a marathon, I might need more. I might need, 24 ounces per hour. I might need, more than that. It's all another factor that I don't have to deal with right now is weather. It's 40 something degree. Right now it's 54 degrees. So it was probably about 50, 52 degrees when I was running. I wasn't sweating as much as I would if it was 70 or 80 degrees. So all those different factors come into play. You have to know how much you're losing to know how much you need to replenish, okay? And if you don't, it can come to bite you in the ass, like I found out on every single race I've run over half marathon distance. The other thing is the supplementation. Why am I trying different supplements? Well, I have 2 reasons. A, I want to know they're going to be effective when I run, when I do the workout. I want to know that they're going to give me the feeling that I need, the energy that I need. They're going to make sure that I'm energized and stuff like that for the event. And 2, I want to make sure that I'm not having GI issues. I want to make sure my body's not reacting to it in a negative way. All right. Case in point. This is kind of like my first long distance race. It was after my half marathon, which I felt great doing. And I had a great plan for that, and it worked, and it did what it was supposed to do. When I ran my first half Ironman in Miami, okay, I had trained all summer, right? I killed it. I had done what I had to do. I had tried different supplements on the bike, different foods on the bike. When I got to Miami, I went to one of the tents where a pro triathlete was just having a little meet and greet. We were talking for a little while, and she gave me one of the goos that she uses. So I grabbed a couple, whatever, just to kind of test it out. I had one the night before, and it was cool. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I like it. It tastes good, whatever. So I said, I'll use this pre-race. Now, my plan was, take a goo pre-race. On the bike, I was going to do solid foods up to mile 28. After 28, it was going to be goos, just so I could digest the solid foods, have nothing solid in my system, and then just go with goos on the run. I also had a hydration supplement, the Beachbody Hydrate supplement that I was using, and that was like gonna be like my Gatorade, my sports drink. Okay, I knew I had at least 3 bottles of that I had on the bike, so it was like 72 ounces. That was gonna be enough to get me through. And then on the course, worst case scenario, there was more Gatorade. I could have used that. Got to mile 28, everything was going good. I reached in my bag to grab a goo, and it was the goo that I had gotten the day before, and I hadn't had a chance to try. Now, mind you, it's 80 something degrees in Miami. My body's overheated. The sugars, and in the goo, I hadn't tested that before. So I said, screw it, I need a goo. Took the goo. Within 2 miles, my stomach started acting up. Well, here I was thinking it was my hydration supplement, so I stopped drinking it. no more electrolytes, no more sodium, no more sugars, none of that stuff, right? And I started drinking water, flushed my system out, right? I was feeling better at the end of the bike, but when I got to the run, I had no, I reduced the sodium content in my body. I'm sweating, right? I'm drinking water, flushing it out of my system, and every muscle in both legs, from the hip to my ankles, cramped. To the point is, there was a couple points where I couldn't walk. I had to wait for the cramps to subside because I had flushed my system out of sodium and I wasn't getting any, right? I didn't know about salts, I didn't know about any of that stuff. I was just like, my stomach was sick, my stomach was upset, and I couldn't run, I couldn't move, I couldn't walk. Same thing happened in Gulf Coast 70.3 when I raced in 2019. I had a great plan. My plan was going to, I didn't replace as much sodium as I thought. I was sweating a lot and my legs cramped on the run. I was feeling great on the bike. I got to the point where I couldn't, there was a point on the run where I cramped so bad I couldn't even lift my leg off the ground. But to make matters worse, when I finally crossed the finish line, because of the heat and the internal body temperature and the goos that I was using, the amount of sugars and stuff like that, with nothing else in my system, no, no hydration, none of that, I got to the end and just my stomach said, hey, enjoy, and I just had to let loose. So you want to make sure your body is going to react well to the supplements that you're taking. You want to make sure that they're going to work, but you want to make sure they're going to be effective. So when you're training for a long run, long event, you want to make sure you are training with the supplements you plan on using on race day. Don't use anything new on race day. That's the worst strategy ever. New gear, new clothing, new supplements, new hydration. Use nothing new on race day. If you haven't trained for it at least at least 2 different training runs with those supplements, don't use them. That's my philosophy, and a lot of people will say the same thing. But then there's a lot of people that'll just say, screw it, I'll do something new on race day just because they'll put new shoes on race day, break them out. Like, no, like that's. I'm superstitious when it comes to athletic events and sporting events, stuff like that. Those are things you don't want to do. So I choose not to do them. I choose to make sure that I've tested everything I'm going to use because I do this to compete with myself. I'm not planning on winning anything ever. Like, I'm too old and too big for that stuff. I'm not going to win a half marathon at 40 years old. There's going to be some 20-year-old who's going to destroy me, right? I'm 226 pounds-ish, right? I'm not winning my age group in anything anytime soon. So I just want to compete with myself. Am I better than the last time I ran or performing a race that distance? That's my competition. But yeah, I don't want to do anything that's going to screw that up. So I don't, and this with all sports. Like, I will never, in any sport, I will never do anything new on game day, race day, whatever. So just keep that in mind when you're training. You want to make sure you've used all your gear, from your shoes, your socks, your strategy plan. Like, don't do anything you haven't done in training on race day. It'll screw everything up, and you could potentially have ruined your race or your performance. So I'm gonna eat my eggs. It's again 3 egg whites, 1 whole egg, turkey, and rice with sriracha sauce. This is my post-run fuel. I don't know what else I'm going to be eating throughout the day. I really don't. We'll see. I will have a shake and a protein bar at some point, probably in about 2 hours. But outside of that, I don't know what dinner is. I really don't. But I'll check in for dinner. You guys can see what I'm eating the rest of the day. And tomorrow's Super Bowl, so that'll be fun. So I'm eating now. Alright, well, since I'm showing you everything I'm eating today, and this is now a full day of eating video, I am taking my BCAAs, and the only reason I'm using Beyond Raw is because they didn't have my Salvation BCAAs in stock when I went to get them at GNC. So this is 2 scoops for 1 serving, so we're going to put this in about 12 to 16 ounces of water. Probably more than it recommends, but whatever, it's all good. Just gonna shake that up, and while I got you here, I'm gonna make the shake later. Chocolate, I'm gonna throw a banana in there. I'll just blend that and later, and you guys will see that. I'll show you the protein bar. I mean, yay, cool, right? I mean, you guys have seen enough shakes being made. You don't need, I don't need to show you shaking the Shakeology or blending it or whatever. So it's gonna be just a shake and a banana. I've already had the peanut butter today. I don't need more peanut butter than that. And the protein bar will be one of these Cliff Builder bars, 290 calories, 20 grams of protein. Save that for later. And yeah, so the next thing I gotta do is check in with dinner, and that'll be that. And I have no idea what we're having for dinner today, so we'll have to see what the wife comes up with. I got nothing. All right, so we are here. It is 3:35. Shake time. Almond milk, about 10 ounces of almond milk, scuba shake, banana, ice. That's all that's in here. But I do have a confession to make. I did have some ramen before. My daughter's been on this ramen noodle kick. She started getting into anime for some reason. I don't know how. A bunch of her friends at school, she wanted to try ramen because one of the characters in her favorite anime show eats ramen. So she's been making it, but she only eats about half of it. So I had half of that, so I don't even know how many servings it is, but it was just noodles. And that was like an hour and a half ago. So add that to my calorie count. So there's probably another 100 something calories in my day. Oh, I'm exhausted, man. That run's really kicking my ass. So anyway, just wanted to check in, show you guys that I'm eating what I said, and you know, being honest about what I've eaten in a day. And then dinner will probably be in the next couple hours. I don't know what it is, but I will check in either before or after, probably after dinner. I'm not going to record at dinner. I don't like doing that. It's just kind of weird. So after dinner, we'll wrap up this video and we'll carry on with the rest of our weekend. Because tomorrow, like I said earlier, tomorrow is Super Bowl. So I got some friends hopefully coming over for the Super Bowl. We're going to make some air fry some more wings. I think I got 3 different batches of wings I'm making. Honey sriracha, which was fire last time. Parmesan garlic, and I'm gonna try to find a salt and vinegar recipe, salt and vinegar wings. So we'll see if I can figure it out. If not, we'll have at least 2 batches of wings, and then I'll just, you know, air fry some wings and, you know, have dipping sauces for it. But that's where we're at now. 1 more meal to go, and we are done for the day. My guy, stop. All right, so it's tonight. It's 6:45. Just having dinner, and I caved a little bit because I'm weak when it comes to weekend and meals and just being at home, being lazy. I got pizza. So they messed up the order. They messed it up. This was supposed to be half pepperoni, half black olives and pineapple. They put it all up. So now I gotta eat the cheese and the cheese sticks and the wings. But it's cool because I don't need to eat. I didn't think about it. Anyway, I don't have to eat all that much. I got cheese sticks.
Well, I'm gonna call them.
No, don't worry about it.
No, they're gonna bring us the proper pizza.
They don't deliver. Yeah, they do. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, I got breadsticks. I got cheese pizza. There's some garlic parmesan wings. I'm making wings tomorrow. I went to the store and got those. I am good to go. So we're gonna end this video here. Again, Super Bowl tomorrow. I got people coming over, so just a few, like 2-3 people, nothing spectacular. So it'll be a good day. I'm gonna end this episode here. That's what I'm eating in a day. That's it. So a couple more weeks till peak week, and we're just gonna keep on pressing on, right? April 11th is the official race. March 28th is the mock race, if you will, the virtual mock race. So that's all we got. I'll see you next week.